stars in today's Saturday primetime matchup, they know about winning in March. Julius Randle, after all, he led the Kentucky Wildcats all the way to the NCAA title game. That was back in 2014. And across from him, someone else who knows a little thing or two about March, Jalen Duren. He led the Memphis Tigers to their first tournament win in nearly a decade. That was back in 2022. But no active starter in the NBA has what Dante DiVincenzo has in his trophy case. And that perk is the most outstanding player of the Final Four award. That's a nice short mouthful from his championship run with Villanova back in 2018. But who will be elite this afternoon? NBA Countdown tips right now.
Welcome to NBA Countdown, presented by Lilly.
Hey, welcome inside our Los Angeles studio. How sweet it is to be here with Michael Malone, Kendrick Perkins, Brian Windhurst. You did. I'm Malika Andrews. Well, the three of us are dressed like we're headed towards Easter Sunday. Michael Malone seems to be headed to somebody's funeral over there.
Johnny Cash, baby.
Fellas, let's get straight to it. Let's start with who's in and who's out for this game, because Anthony Edwards, he looks swaggy, but he is in street clothes. He's going to be missing his 6th straight game today as he continues to rehabilitate that right knee injury. He still, though, has the Timberwolves in that playoff mix. The bar, though, it's high. They're looking to make a 3rd straight Western Conference Finals. And, Coach, you see the company that Ant Edwards can join if he is able to will his team there? Because since 2000, only 4 players have led their team in scoring and reached the West Finals in 3 straight years. Look at this list. All of those guys are Hall of Famers. All of those guys are Finals MVPs. And Ant, he could join that group if the Wolves are able to make it to the West Finals. So, Coach, how can Ant do that? How can he join that list?
Well, I have confidence in this team. They've been really inconsistent this year. They're 5-5 in their last 10, playing really well without Anthony Edwards recently. But they're the only team in the league that's beaten both OKC twice and San Antonio twice. And go to the Eastern Conference, they beat the Celtics twice. They just won there the first time they've beaten them in almost 20 years. So even though they've been inconsistent, back-to-back Western Conference Finals, Anthony Edwards is one of the more dynamic players. Julius Randle, we've talked so much about him, Malika. We know when he plays his brand of basketball, he is impactful, and I think their bench, when they're healthy, Ayo Dosunmu, Bones Highland, Naz Reid, and Kyle Anderson, is a formidable bench in the NBA.
I agree.
You know, this is a thing about the NBA. It's always fascinating. I thought this team was in real trouble when Ant got hurt 5 games ago. Instead, it's been maybe their most impressive thing that's happened all season. They've gone 4-1 without him. Most impressively, they've played brilliant defense, because the difference between this year's Wolves teams and the last 2 teams that got to the conference finals, this team hasn't defended well. Well, now, knowing that their star is out, and by the way, they've got 3 key players out today. Jaden McDaniels is out with a knee issue. Ayo Dosunmu is out as well. They're starting Terrence Shannon Jr. for the first time all year, but they have been defending Perk because they know their only chance to win right now is to turn it up on that end of the court, and look what they're doing.
But this is who they are. Right, you have a former Defensive Player of the Year in Rudy Gobert anchoring the middle, and they're one of the few teams in the league throughout the course of the season. When I watch them, I say I'm confused.
Why?
Because they be so inconsistent. This is the team, Coach just highlighted that they beat OKC twice, the Spurs twice, the Celtics twice this season, and you know that they actually can contend, and nobody should be surprised if we look up in June and see this team in the NBA Finals.
Well, I would be surprised if they did that.
But my thing is, you wouldn't be surprised because you love Anthony Edwards. You just told America a lie. You love Anthony Edwards, and you know that you don't ever go against Anthony Edwards.
But last year...
Hey, I know who he loves. He's a big Rudy lover. I know you love Rudy. But here's the thing. We talk about big picture. Minnesota. Right now, playoffs end tomorrow. Their first-round matchup is the Denver Nuggets. Denver beat them 3 times this year, and that is a matchup that I believe if Chris Finch and the T-Wolves could avoid the Nuggets in the first round, they would do anything and everything to avoid that matchup.
Right.
Because that's the team right now, OKC, San Antonio, do not sleep on the Nuggets. We know what they're capable of doing.
But as much as all of us are fans of Anthony Edwards and enjoy watching him play, even Chris Finch has brought up the question of this team has been better. The numbers say defensively without Ant Edwards, and he has even challenged Ant, hey, this is not the defensive level that you need to be at. So how can, when Ant is added back into the mix, they keep that level up?
I was thinking when Ant came back that they were going to be fighting to stay out of the play-in, okay? Now with Ant, who's started to work out again, he probably comes back in the next week, they're in a position where he can join a team that's taken off. Last year, guys, they went 17-4 down the stretch, and they told us they were going to be a team to contend with, and they were. maybe this is the beginning of their ramp up when Ant comes back.
You just said if he comes back next week, he doesn't have that luxury. 65-game rule. Right? He's going to miss today. He's got to play every game the rest of the season, I believe, to be able to qualify for all-NBA team, which we all know Anthony Edwards is one of the faces of the league and an all-NBA talent. So,
do you like that rule? Do you like that 65-game rule?
I do not like that rule, and I don't agree with Adam Silver coming out, looking at Cade Cunningham in a vacuum, talking about because the league, really quickly,
That's quite a look,
the rule was put in to make sure players were playing load management. Right now, Cade Cunningham is not going to qualify. He's had an MVP caliber season, 61 games he's played, and he's not going to play probably the rest of the season, so he's out of the mix. Nikola Jokic almost out of the mix. Wemby almost out of the mix. All these players. So the rule was put in to get guys playing load management. It was not put in to not reward the best players in the NBA who have legitimate injuries.
Coach, this is the first time in a year and 2 months that I'm finally going to disagree with you.
My money's on PERK.
But you know why? And Coach, I'm going to go a lot deeper, right?
Please do.
And you brought up load management. That's the reason that we're here.
Exactly.
Right? And when you think about when you get drafted into the NBA, you go and you visit the organization, the next thing you do is sign your contract. And when you sign that name, you sign over your body. You put your body on the line night in and night out in order to get that bankroll in that bag. These guys are getting that bankroll. They're getting their money. When you think about guys that came before them, Michael Jordan took pride in playing 80-plus games. Kobe Bryant took pride in playing 80-plus games. Ray Allen, my former teammate right now, guess what? He was known for participating in the marathon in Boston, right? He loved to run. He can't even run anymore. He have to ride bikes. I can't even walk upstairs without limping.
I've seen him.
PERK does walk upstairs sideways.
You can see times where guys are missing games and you're like, man, that guy's out. But you can't quantify the guys who are playing so that they keep in the... Well, let me give you an example. Jalen Duren playing for the Pistons today. He was questionable yesterday with an injury. He needs 6 more games to qualify for most improved. He's going to win the most improved player if he gets 6 more games. I don't exactly 100% know, but my guess is part of the arithmetic on him today is I got to get those 6 games. If it's 50-50, I'm probably going to play. That's what the league is saying matters.
I think that the 65, sometimes I question just whether or not that number is a little bit arbitrary, because 58 is the number you need to win the scoring title. 58 is the number that you need for all of the other things. You know what's
weird? Like right now, Victor Wembanyama is playing in a game for the Spurs right now, but coming into today, Victor Wembanyama had played about 90 fewer minutes than LeBron James.
Right.
But Victor is still open to get in, and LeBron isn't, because it's not based on minutes always, it's based on game.
And so that becomes the question, and what the Players Association is weighing in on is if there is something else, because we know there's also a 63-game rule that's in place as well. But we won't get into that now. We'll get to this. Let's get to our head-to-head. It's brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. PERK, starting with you. Not who's going to score more shots between you and Coach in your fight, but who's going to score more in the battle of the bigs, Julius or Jalen Duren?
I'm going to go with Julius Randle.
All right.
No Anthony Edwards, he's going to be in attack mode. I feel like even against the Rockets that we had him, he found his groove.
Who's got the Windex on the glass, Coach? Rudy Gobert or Beef Stew?
I can't believe I'm going with my guy Rudy, Wendy. I'm sorry, taking your guy, but last 5 games, he's almost at 15 rebounds per game. Rudy Gobert, one thing he can do is rebound the ball.
You guys haven't been watching Jalen Duren recently because he's putting up huge numbers.
How about threes, Brian? Duncan Robinson or Dante DiVincenzo?
Duncan Robinson's having his best shooting season in 5 years. I got to go with Duncan Robinson on this one.
You must not be watching Dante DiVincenzo.
On DraftKings Sportsbook, new customers, you bet $5, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the app, use promo code SPLASH when you sign up. All right, so the Pistons, they're 9-3 without Cade Cunningham this season. They're trying to keep it rolling in this one tonight against the Minnesota Timberwolves.